All right, good morning, everyone. Just wanted to make this video as kind of just the beginning prep work to an upcoming project that I have, where I want to try to, when the weather gets cooler, walk from this globe here at Universal Studios all the way to the Magic Kingdom Cinderella's castle. So this is just kind of a first video to get my idea out there, get everything in order, and we'll see how it goes. So, starting here at the globe outside of this archway here at Universal, I love the Google Maps feature that you can put in a walk anywhere. And pretty much as long as there is a street or pathway, it'll figure out how to get you there. So maybe if this is successful, we do more of these types of walks. But we start here at this Universal Globe, and I'll zoom out here to get a overlay. But we're going to be walking down what this looks like almost along I-4 here. I'd like to change the route if possible. Do we have another option? Because really, ideally, rather than just going along I-4, I'd like to turn in here and kind of go through this more residential area. I think would be better for walking. Head down this way, but we can adjust the route as we go. So let's just start here. So up here in the Universal property, it's all very walkable. I think by nature of what a theme park is, it's almost a walkable city. And that's kind of why I was drawn to these as locations for where to do the walk, because I think both the start and the end are ideal walkable environments where you have a bunch of restaurants and attractions and things to do. I mean, looking at Islands of Adventure right here, how much more spread out would all this be with parking lots between everything? And now, obviously, we have one of the largest parking lots in the world right out here in the Universal Orlando parking garages. But I just love the idea of a walkable community here where you can move around and you put 50,000 people in these spaces and it just works. People are able to move around and get where they need to go, and it doesn't look too exciting here from the top down, especially here at Universal Studios, but Islands of Adventure looks much prettier with the foliage, and I don't know, it looks laid out a little better. But I'm getting away from myself. We're starting here at the Universal Globe. Um, Gotta figure out where to put the car here. There may need to be some helping hands involved in this project, but we will start our journey here at the Globe. And because all of this is walkable, the beginning of our journey is very easy. Now, this is going to be the first deviation that we have here. So on the map, it is suggesting, what is this suggesting? When we get off City Walk here, it takes a turn and it has us going up onto Hollywood Way, onto the street up here. And I don't know exactly why it's doing that. I'm not looking for the most efficient route. I'm looking for the fun route. So let's try to change this already and go this way. Um, oh, look, we've updated here. Perfect. And this is the other thing too, 11.7 miles. That's less than half of a marathon. That's not our total number here. You'll see why later. Well, naturally because it's going to Key West. Um, but that's the other part is I think this is a very doable goal. I mean, people run farther than this. I can certainly walk it. Um, but yes, so we will relocate here. We'll start going down this way. Now, this is the walking trail that takes you from the hotels. Like this hotel here is Royal Pacific right here. Um, but is Royal Pacific? That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, yeah, that's Royal Pacific. That's Sapphire. Okay, makes sense. But we'll take this path here. This is what you would use if you were staying at this hotel to go to the theme parks. It's right there. They have the walking trail. It's interesting. It keeps trying to put us back up on Hollywood Way. We don't want to go on Hollywood Way. We want to continue on this walking trail. Why can't I drag away from Hollywood Way? I don't know. That puts us all the way back up there. Well, that's all right. It's going to do this wraparound or whatever, but we know that that's not the case. We're going to go down here, we're going to walk through this path here, and then we're going to continue going down this path. There, I guess that kind of gets it. We'll walk past the pool, we'll keep going down here, and then this will loop us. We're not going to go up there, we're going to actually continue along here into Sapphire Falls. From Sapphire Falls, we will then walk over. Now I can't drag it at all. Okay, well that just took me all the way back out. You guys are seeing the very raw footage here. I mean, this is just, again, early stages of planning. I'm also trying to learn some content creation with this, so bear with me as we get better with the videos going on. But from Sapphire Falls, we are going to go actually out this front drive. This path right here, where the parking spots are, takes us around. We'll see the Aventura Hotel here. We're going to turn up and over. There's a overpass here that's really pretty. I'm excited to get some views out there, both of the hotels and then maybe even of Islands of Adventure here with Ripsaw Falls right across the way. But we'll go over there into the Cabana Bay Resort. This right here is going to be a problem because this is a fence line here, so we won't be able to breach that area. But easy fix, we can go down this path on the side right here. And then if we need to, it looks like it wants us to go out the back of Cabana Bay here. We can enter the lobby, the main lobby right here. Will put us through that we can use that path if we need to. Or even, I'm wondering if we should just go up and over and around, because if we're entering right here, better to go in here or up here. Well, you know what? Going in the lobby is better for the journey, and that's what it's all about. So we will go in the lobby. We'll come out and down, and then we'll be put on this back stretch here, Turkey Lake Road. We'll be back here. We'll get to walk by Volcano Bay right down here, the water park. So really already we're starting our journey with a really cool lineup. We're going to start here at the Universal Studios, then go past Islands of Adventure, then a couple of really pretty hotel resorts, and then down to the water park. And that is just the first section of our journey. Why is this doing that? That's just the first section of our journey here. So once we get here, this is where I start to, I guess, disagree with the route it's taking, or I guess for a bit it's okay. From this Volcano Bay here, part of me wants to just start turning west here and going deeper in rather than going down, because ultimately next I want to end up here. So we go from Volcano Bay to right this intersection over here. I can either go over and down, or I can go down and over. It's going to be the same distance. Let's look to see if there are sidewalks, because part of the Google Maps thing is in Florida you can legally walk along the side of the road. I don't recommend it, but you can. But if there is a sidewalk option, we're going to take that, obviously. So here there is what appears to be a sidewalk running along the length here. That continues down, and it seems pretty well done. Crosswalk here. And wow, we're going to take that for a bit, but the sidewalk does continue. That's good. I can see it there. It's maintained up to this corner. So this corner here at Sand Lake Road, that's where we would turn. And is there sidewalk all the way down to, what is this one? South Apopka Vineland. Gotta see if there's a sidewalk down there. So far it's looking good. It's looking good. We've got crosswalks crosswalk here at the intersection. Maintain side. Oh, it gets a little wiggly there. Look at that. That's fun. Might want to go and just experience that. This is not the road we want, but there's a crosswalk. It continues on. Crosswalk continues another wiggle road. And this area looks kind of fun. I'm not sure what this is, but might be worth checking out. Wiggly sidewalk continues with crosswalks. That's very good. And we're at the point that we wanted to get to. So that is definitely a viable option, the down and over. Now let's look at the over and down. Starting from here, we have a crosswalk. Would we be on this side of the road? Yeah, that's a sidewalk there. That's okay, but there's also one over here. When we come out of Cabana, yeah, I mean, there's sidewalks the whole way. Doesn't matter either side of the road. But we'll ultimately, if we go this way, end up on this side, on the left. We'll continue on this maintained sidewalk, so it does look like there is a safe and viable option. That continues crosswalks here. Is that where I'm going down? Nope, still going over. I've lost the sidewalk. There it is. Still good sidewalk, crosswalks. Yeah, that's all good. This is the road we want. We're on this sidewalk here. That does cut down. There's a crosswalk. And then I bet this is maintained all the way. Yeah, crosswalks there. That looks fine. Now, this is looking at it. Yeah, and we're at that point. Looking at it, this one is more residential. I mean, you can tell by the satellite image here. The only thing that's making me want to go down over is, well, two things really, I guess. The wiggly sidewalk is fun, wherever that was. Starts right up here. Woo! Yeah. And then this, where was it? But it was that kind of, yeah, this right here. I don't know what this fountain is and all that, but that might be worth walking by, taking a look at. Do I have 3D on the satellite? Can't make it go. But I think we'll go down and over just to see what this space is. The town center shopping mall. I don't know. Might be worth walking through. All right, let's get rid of our distance measuring here. So we've decided we'll go down, but then I'm going to try to drag this. No, I can't drag it for some reason again. Uh, but we'll go cut across the Sand Lake Road and head down this way. Let me see. I really want this to move over. Let me try redoing it. Oh, wow. Look, hold on. Now that offered me a new route just by changing where I start and stop. Okay, so we have worked our way down to Cabana Bay. Interesting. On the new route, it just tells us to go the kind of the other way that we were looking at. Oh, it's got a little cut through here. That's nice. We don't have to go all the way down. But we decided that we wanted to go past the oh, you know what? We're actually still going to be right by that town center if we go this way. That might be worth it because this right here, there's nothing too exciting there. We get the last little bit of the water park, but then we just, I don't know, that doesn't look too fun to walk by. So maybe what we'll do is we'll dip in like this is suggesting, and then we will go down to this town center here. We'll still walk by it. We'll still get to see it. And if it's worth checking out, I mean, it's quite literally, what is this? Not even a block away, like a parking lot away from our route. So, ooh, a Barnes and Noble. That's fun. So we take this. We're on. Does this new path? Yeah, that all has sidewalks there. A lot of sidewalks. I'm very happy with this. So we're going here. We're cutting through. Can we cut through this? Or is this going to be restricted? At any point, do I cross a gate? If I did, I would imagine it's like up here where the street changes. Let's throw down and look for a gate. So this would be the path here. We're going in there. No, no gate, no restricted access. Should be all good. Perfect. We'll get out of the street view. We go down here. We enter this little community. We'll walk through, cut through there, save a little bit of time here. And then we are going along this lake, it looks like. Is there sidewalk here? Yes, I see it peeking through the tree line. There's also one on the other side. So we'll be good on sidewalks. Didn't mean to drag it. Didn't know we could drag again. Continuing down this road here, that's still sidewalk. That's good. I imagine on these long stretches here, like if I see that there's sidewalk here, and then I see that there's sidewalk here, I'm just gonna assume that it's paved the whole way, because why wouldn't it be? And it has us cut over for some reason, even though it looks like there is a nice sidewalk right here. Wonder what this is. Fields, little forest area here. I don't know. Oh, there's a school down here. But we'll continue on our journey down this way. Now, this, I'm imagining, right around here, is where it's going to start to get a little tedious. I feel like maybe even before that. This, whatever this stretch is right here from the Dr. Phillips to the even probably down, just this straight line right here is going to be the rough part of the stretch. So maybe we can figure out something to do during this time. Even then, though, how long is this stretch? If we measure it, that's only 3 miles. That's not that bad. That's 3 miles. That'll be fine. It's easy. It's maybe 45 minutes of walking. I figure it's 15 minutes to walk a mile. I should note that. All right, homework for me. I need to figure out how long I walk a mile. But after that, let's quick check some sidewalks. We'll check random points. Starting up here, we have good sidewalk. Then let's go a little further down, good sidewalk. Let's go a little further down, still good sidewalk and crosswalks. And once we get in here, sorry, once we get in here, it looks like it picks back up again. So, well, look at that baby crosswalk, and that's so cute. Well, I'd like to go here. This almost looks like the smallest city block over in Alabama. And they got another little one right here. That's fun. Okay, well, we'll enjoy this crosswalk here. We'll take note of that. We get down by this construction here, what I'd imagine. We still have good sidewalks. That's good right there. And then Hotel Plaza. This should be, let me get my bearings here for a second, but I believe that this is the Disney sign. The like welcome to Disney World should be right around here. Maybe that's it. Let's drop down and see. Look at that. Pretty good. Yep. Oh, there it is. That's the, wow. That's the big one. Okay, so we will end up on this sidewalk right here, and we'll see the sign. That'll be great. And from here, we will enter Disney property. Now, Disney property is huge, and there are some unique rules because it is private property. It's not the public property that we've been walking on. But as of right now, in our journey, this won't change anything. It's all still sidewalked and all that. The real big thing that this would change is at Disney, we won't be able to walk on the side of the road. If the sidewalk ends, our journey ends. And that is going to play a unique factor. It's going to be a unique challenge to face, but we'll get creative with it. But yeah, this will take us to Disney property at least. That's great. Got the sign. So we'll go in. We still have sidewalks all the way so far. My next idea from here we've got these hotels that we'll pass. It's funny, we went from the Universal hotels up north to now Disney hotels down south. And this is all paved or has sidewalk. That continues up to our first big Disney attraction here is Disney Springs. Um, this has us kind of diverting from Disney Springs, which I don't want to do. I'd like to walk through Disney Springs. But from here, we hit a transportation hub, which is what we're going to have to eventually use on Disney property. We're going to have to use a bus service, a monorail, boat, perchance. I don't know. But we're going to have to eventually use some transportation because our final destination here at the castle, there is no sidewalk walking to it. And Disney owns their land, they set their rules. You're not, we're not going to walk on the street here, it has to be sidewalk. So, from somewhere between Disney Springs and the castle, we have to, in my mind, my challenge is get as close as we can to walk as much as possible. Um, so looking at this here, this is actually funny because the castle is up here, right? The parking lot is all the way down here. So if I can find some kind of transportation, I almost would rather go to the parking lot than to the castle here. But I don't want to drive any part of this. I think that's cheating. I have to use the means that are provided, which Disney is fantastic at providing transportation. They have so many options. Um, that's a very blue pool. Sorry, got distracted. Um, but we're at Disney Springs. We'll walk through here, and then my idea is it looks like we can get a little further, and we won't have to use this transportation hub here at Disney Springs because I think we can get to the old Key West Resort. We're gonna have to get creative though. Rather than going up here and through this hotel, Congress Park, whatever this hotel is, rather than going up here, I want to go through Disney Springs. This obviously parking lots you can walk through, that's fine, and it looks like there is sidewalk. Oh, there's even sidewalk on the side here. Perfect. That connects directly into this golf course. If this is restricted access in any way, we might hit some trouble, but I don't see anything that would make this restricted. Um, so that should be fine. Do I have a street view down here? Oh, I do have a street view. That's great. And it loaded our old one. There we go. We'll let this fill in for a second. It's very blurry. There it goes. So this is the sidewalk we'll be on, and yeah, that just feeds directly into this golf course through the blurred patches. It's interesting. Um, but yeah, we should be able to get on that golf course just fine. So once we're there, it connects us to the Saratoga Springs Nature Path. That's pretty. We'll walk along here, and then that puts us at the old Key West Resort, which I imagine is about as close as we're going to get. Because from here, it looks like we have some little trails. No, that's a road. That's not walking. Um, this is the Typhoon Lagoon we could transport from, but really it's Disney cuts everything off with these roads that just have no pedestrian walkway by them, which we're not going to interfere with. It'd be great if we could just take, like, if this was a walking trail, this little stretch right here, it almost looks like it. Google must think it is, because it has us walking over here into the Port Orleans, which would get us closer to our destination. Where are we going? Oh, right here. So if we could get to Port Orleans, we'd be a little closer. And then it's so frustrating because once you're at Port Orleans, you're one street cut off from Well, I guess this is a neighborhood right up here. Oh, this is that Golden Oak, right? I think so. That's the Four Seasons. So we wouldn't enter there anyway. That's all restricted road access. But it would be at least a little closer. But anyway, we'll end up at the Old Key West because that is as close as we can get to anything. And while we are close to the Magic Kingdom, I think we are, I mean, I know we are closer to Epcot. So, in order to minimize our transportation use, could we do like a bus to Epcot or something which would drop us off um that's the monorail station, bus lot staging, somewhere right around here, right? Front of the park. Yeah. Oh, guest drop off. There we go. Okay. Or maybe that's like Uber. I don't know. It kind of looks like rideshare. Either way, it'll be somewhere right around this area. So that would be a distance of 1 mile that we're using motor transport. We're not actually walking. That would be okay. I'd be okay taking the mile there. Um, and then Epcot has a monorail line that takes us to the transportation center. Yeah, right here, which is pretty much the parking lot. I mean, that's going to be a gap of uh, that's 2.3 miles right there, plus the 1 mile. So that's 4 miles of our journey. That's going to be Disney transportation, which I'm not too upset about because it's private property. There's not much we can do about the rules that they set for what we can do down there. Um, Alternatively, we could try to make up that space here, the 4 miles roughly, because there's a walking trail that goes from Epcot to down here is Hollywood Studios. And I wonder if we could maybe walk that trail and back, if that would make up the distance. Do we need to make up the distance? I don't know. Um, Rough estimate, how long is that trail? If we go here, we're going to walk through Epcot. We're going to go by Boardwalk. We're going to go down into Hollywood Studios. That's 1.5 there, and back would be 3. We're trying to make up 4. That could work. I mean, just to offset the actual distance, and it's a pretty pathway. But honestly, also, we'll see by the time we do the first 11 miles of walking if we want to add 3 more, or it might be a nice break to get on the transportation. Just use that. But whether we add that time back or not, we're going to use the transportation to get up to the transportation center right here. From there, everything else is walkable. We're going to move through, uh, let's just start measuring the distance to see. I'm going to do it in little bits so we get a more accurate reading. Not the 100%, but more accurate. This is the Polynesian Hotel. Then we go to this new one. I don't know what it's called, but Island Tower or something. Then the Grand Floridian. We'll cross through there. Go over here. There's a walking trail that leads right to the park. We're only at 1 mile. That's not bad. Not bad at all. To the park, and then we are standing outside here. We'll finish. We'll go through the gate. We'll go down the main street, and that should be this is the castle right here. Sure. So 2 additional miles there from the time that we get here. So that's 11 to get to the Old Key West, 12, 13 to get to from the transportation center to the castle, 13 to get there. If we add the additional 3, that's 16. If we want to offset our ride transportation. So it's definitely doable. 16 miles. I need the weather to break. I need it to be cooler than it is right now. But It's doable. I mean, you can kind of see our two trails here, just broken up by whatever transportation we need to do here. But yeah, it's an idea I've had for a little while now to do this, and so I'm excited when the weather breaks to try to do it and see how it goes, and I'll take you guys along for the journey. If you have any tips, any recommendations, let me know. I have not done a large scale kind of urban suburban walk like this before. So if you guys have, I think this is kind of a unique thing. I don't know how many people would have, but let me know what to expect. Let me know any tips, tricks, questions that you guys may have. I'm just excited to try it out. Thank you guys for coming along with me, and I'll keep you updated.